week we have the fourth How It Works. And the first way it works, as Reverend Steve reminds us, and our bumper stickers, is we decide to respond with love.
There we go.
And that is this song. So join us in singing Love is My Decision.
We'll take it down a couple of notches here and go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is sacred love. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God.
Hey. Good morning. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, still your senior minister. You know, I'm next week going on my 9th year here. Yeah, right? Some people are going, really? Seems like just yesterday. Or really? Seems like 20 years, yeah? It's all relative, you know? There's no time in the mind of God. There's just the now moment, always happening. Well, I want to thank you for making this your spiritual destination. You will not be sorry. We have a wonderful 7-hour program planned for you. Actually, it's just a couple hours. But it's going to be a wonderful experience because you found yourself here this morning, and this is a spiritual portal. You will come out with new ideas because this is what we do here. And speaking of what we do here, why don't we read our vision mission statement that says, we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Again, I want to thank you for finding yourself here this morning. And we have some announcements this morning. I would like to introduce the board president, practitioner, Jamaica Wallace. Come on down, Jamaica.
Good morning, everybody. You guys always make my heart so happy. Thank you. All right. Well, we are very pleased to announce that the Board of Trustees here at your Spiritual Center have unanimously voted to direct our December and January community gifts to the Southern California wildfire relief. So thank you guys very much for all of your support. These devastating fires have impacted countless lives, and we feel called to extend our love and support into those needs. And it's with your guys' help that we're able to do that. So thank you so much. We're having a pen drive, and man, do we know how to answer the call around here or what? This is amazing. We are seeking donation of writing pens to ensure that everyone in our congregation has what they need for the services, classes, and workshops. And we have a basket in the back there that is already overflowing. So thank you guys so much. Keep the pens coming. We've got lots of them already in it. We're in the flow. It's happening. So keep it going. Thank you. Our kitchen angel positions are available. We are calling all kitchen angels and inspiring ones. Our spiritual community thrives on love and connection, and we love delicious meals around here. Our amazing kitchen team, they have been serving us in a beautiful way for a very long time, and they could use a well-deserved break. And that's where you come in. Whether you're a pro at prepping, serving, or simply bringing a cheerful spirit, we'd love to have you step in and share the joy. So let's nourish not only our souls, but our bodies together. There is a sign-up sheet available on the back counter, or you can see myself after the service if this is something that you would be interested in joining us for. And speaking of our kitchen, afterwards, after the service, if we could just show a little bit of kindness and be sensitive to any of our friends who may need some assistance, or anybody who might need a little bit of extra time in the buffet line, and just allow them to go ahead up the line. That would be fabulous. All right, our classes, we have our Grooving into Gratitude book study is going to begin this afternoon. It starts at 12 o'clock, and it will be held next door in the LEC building, and that'll be led by Deborah Perdue. And then we have Miss Wendy Orsat will be doing her chakra balancing with the Lying of Stones meditation. And that will be held here in the sanctuary beginning at 1 p.m. and will go till 2 o'clock. And if you have any questions about that, I'm sure you can speak with Wendy after the service. Our metaphysical book study does continue on Sunday mornings from 9 to 9:45. That's held next door in the LEC building. They're currently studying The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And then directly after the meditation, our practitioners facilitate a 15-minute silent meditation that begins at 9:50 and goes till 10:05. This is a silent meditation, so if you do find that you're entering after the time that it started, if you could just enter in the silence and try not to disturb any that's already in meditation, that would be appreciated. And then our bookstore this week is having a fabulous sale. Normally it's 20% off, but today it's even a greater discount. It's the Building Your Field of Dreams, Mary Mannon Morrissey, and it is only $12 in our bookstore today only, so go ahead and grab your copy after the service. And, all right. Our flowers today were from Deborah Perdue, and they're beautiful. Thank you so much, Deborah. And do we have anybody that's joining us here for the first time today? If you're joining us, raise your hand. Welcome. We're so glad to have you here. We have a gift for you right over here. Now you're here. We're so glad to have you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love that. Well, we're so glad to have you here. We look forward to getting to know you better. All right, if we have anybody that has anything that makes any noises or the cell phones, if you can go ahead and just put those on silent, that would be fabulous. And then if you would like to please stand and join me in singing We Are One.
Welcome to the Grants Path Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Paula Peterson, and I am honored to be your podium practitioner and serve you today. Please join me in reading the gratitude. How glad I am to embrace a consistent, repeated, spiritual practice. If you'd like to know about a practitioner and what we do, in the seat back in front of you is a goldenrod sheet with our names, our numbers, and the different services that we do here in the center. Basically, we pray with and for you. If you have a prayer request, please fill out the yellow form that can be found in your seat back. And now we have pens and pencils to do that, I hear, so that's great, yay. Or it can be found online at grantspasscsl.org. When you have an answer to your prayers, which we know happens because prayer works, use the blue form, and we really appreciate having you let us know this demonstration. Our table practitioner today is the lovely Jamaica Wallace. She's holding the high watch for our service today. And what that means is she's holding each one of us in love and service, knowing the highest and best for each one of us during this time. Also online, she includes that component. Let's read the prayer together on the screen. I stretch beyond limits and embrace expansive potential. I fill my mind and heart with love, possibility, trust, and joy, and watch the law bring more of all of this into my life. And now please remain seated while we sing I Am Loved. So I'd like to talk today about one of my favorite topics, which is imperfection. I know it sounds like a weird topic, but in the January issue, they have a article called Beyond Perfect by Ryan Alexander. So when I think about, this is him, when I think about the definition of perfection, I can't help but get a visual of somehow reaching a fixed state where everything stops. The clouds part to reveal rays of sunshine spotlighting me. Music plays, rainbows appear, and glitter swirls. Maybe a slight exaggeration, but you get the point. So he says, this has never been a time in my life when this has occurred, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one here where we have actually reached perfection. And so I'm going to say something controversial, so I think we're all here for growth, so pardon me, Reverend Steve. Okay, it's right here. We have all bought into this lie. In a lot of spiritual circles I participated in, there was this circulating idea that we are whole, perfect, and complete. We've heard that a lot of times here. This is often said in the face of challenges as a means of distracting ourselves from the reality of what is and attempting to force what we want. Now, I'm not sure that's true, but I'm open to listening to this person's ideas. I posit, so he's saying, you know, maybe you can think about this. I can feel you preemptively clutching your pearls, but stay with me. That our true nature is imperfection. Since we determined that static perfection does not exist, then the alternative is a philosophy and understanding of imperfection defined as the ever-changing, ever-moving, ever-evolving reality of our lives, this planet, this universe, and whatever's beyond. Imperfection is not being obsessed with our flaws, but rather an understanding that nothing's static, literally nothing. Now, I happen to believe I do have a higher self that is perfection, whole, and complete. So I understand what he's saying, and I don't want to hide behind the I'm perfect, whole, and complete, but I actually do believe we have that. But I do like the idea of him talking about change, and imperfection. This doesn't mean that we shouldn't embrace growth, change, evolution, or transformation in our individual or collective experiences. But we should recognize that our worth is not dependent on those things. Our value is inherent, and embracing the fluidity of imperfection is a step in the direction of understanding that reality. So thank you for listening to my stuff today. Taking a breath in and allowing the breath that is big enough to hold both perfection and imperfection. Breathing that in right now and exhaling into the knowledge that there is only one power and one presence, and that we are all a part of it. And I bless each one of us here, and I bless this time together, knowing that perfection and imperfection is held all within this container of love. And I release my word now into the law that always says yes, my beloved, yes. And we'll have a little moment of silence here. And then coming gently back to this room, we have some special music today, followed by Reverend Steve's amazing talk. Thank you.
I have a loud voice, but I think I need this microphone anyway. So good morning, everyone in there, out there, and in here, all around. So wonderful to have you all here. Okay.
And another way that it works is you do it every day, as soon as you get up in the morning.
All right. Waiting at the station with a worker's day when the blowing, I've got nothing to do but watch the passersby. Mirrored in their faces, I see frustration growing, and they don't see it showing. Why should I? You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. I have often asked myself the reason for the sadness in a world where tears are just a lullaby. If there's any answer, maybe love can end the madness, maybe not. Oh, but we can only try. You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're fine, yes you will. That's you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I have often asked myself the reason for the sadness in a world where tears are just a lullaby. If there's any answer, maybe love can end the madness, maybe not, but we can only try. You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful. You're beautiful as you feel.
Beautiful. That is beautiful. Thank you, Chip and Bucky. Let's hear it again for Chip, Bucky, and Angelo. Well, hello, everyone. So here we are at the end of January 2025. 25. And the first month of the year, we traditionally cover the first 4 chapters of the textbook, which is, go ahead, the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and this week is how to use it. But before I get into my material, I just want to address some things that are going on in the world right now. Are there some things going on in the world right now? So what's happening on the planet right now is that the entire human race is going through what mystics call a collective dark night of the soul experience. Yeah, we are in the midst of transformation. Have you felt it? Yeah. Well, if you haven't felt it, you will feel it at some point. I call it a CTE. And I addressed this when we were going through the COVID experience, a CTE, a collective transformative experience. No one gets left behind. You can't say, well, I didn't feel it. No, everybody's feeling it. So all our instructions and our feelings have been about the dogma that we've created around our ego identity. And they're being systematically smashed and demolished and destroyed by the divine energy of transformation right now. Do you feel like some things that used to work aren't working anymore? Or things that are working now didn't work before? And this new energy of pure love is being born. You know, the old ways of getting out of things don't work anymore. You've got to address it. And when you hear that from the ego, it can be terrifying. You know, when you're in the midst of a huge shift, you might want to run and hide and stick your head in the sand and, I don't know. Things look challenging and chaotic during transformation. It's just part of the experience. You know, giving birth is not always easygoing. And I think that some of us in the audience may have experienced that. Well, everyone experienced it. You were birthed into this plane of existence, or you gave birth to something into this plane of existence. It can be messy. Even if we don't believe or understand what's happening, it's happening. Our old ways of thinking are falling away. And it looks like the world is actually falling apart, doesn't it? It's like, you wake up and go, what have I got to deal with today? And it is, because a new energy is emerging. A new wellspring of consciousness is being birthed. It needs to be. And in time, it will all fall back together in a whole new and more transformative way for you. It's transforming into a spiritual reality, if you know it or not. Something beautiful is being created and birthed right now. Now, it may not look like it, but again, we're in the midst of it. Birth is painful and beautiful all at the same time. You've got this, for the baby who's being born, they're dying to their old way of experiencing life in the womb, being cared for, being in this embryonic liquid of just perfect warmth and happiness. But we grow out of things. So when we go into the depths of the mystical experience, understand what spiritual traditions and meanings are showing us right now, we begin to understand beyond thought that what the dark night has always been is a potential birth canal for a wholly new level of evolutionary understanding. We are emerging through that right now. A new power and presence and a new passion and commitment to life is being birthed right now as who and what you are. Now you can resist it, you can fight it, but it's happening. You might as well go along with it and enjoy the ride. So as we begin to understand this deep and spiritual meaning of the things that are happening in our world today, a new shift in consciousness begins to emerge and is born within us. And it's uncomfortable. Also, hey, let's be real. I can get up here and go, oh, it's all good, it's all good. Well, you know what? It's all like hitting home. This is where the rubber meets the road. But see, we are the mystical midwives of this new energy. We are the angels sent from heaven to guide those who have lost their way back into the highest levels of consciousness and spiritual transformation. That's why we're here. We're here to do this right now. If it weren't you, you wouldn't be here. But not everybody is ready or willing and capable of grasping these new realities. And spiritual ideas of transformation are slowly awakening within everyone. And it can be challenging for people who don't know what's happening right now. But you, if you're in this room, you know what's going on. You have an idea. You didn't just stumble in here because you thought you were going to hear some good music. That happened too. See, what humans do to each other to harm each other, the misunderstanding and the ignorance of truth, source means for greater good and transformation. That's how it works. You look back at the most challenging times in your life, and you can say, yeah, that was a challenge, but I grew through it. There's a quiet growth in grace and character because of the experiences that you had. Now, this isn't to diminish any huge challenge that you've had, but is to see it in the proper light. You know, my little stickers up here, respond with love. Sometimes it's tough love. You know, sometimes it's hard to speak truth to power. Tell it like it is. People don't want to hear that. But sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta do what's uncomfortable, don't you? Like a toddler who's having a temper tantrum and not getting their way. The old ideas are resisting the new energy of spiritual awakening and transformation. Don't be a grumpy toddler. I mean, you can have your little, tantrum for a moment, but don't get stuck there. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a temper tantrum in your life? Yeah, I've been there. Told everybody about my problems. The mailman stopped delivering my mail because he didn't want to hear about it. We as a collective are waking up and growing up in a whole new world of transformation. And we will eventually all wake up together and grow out of our challenges into a new energy of spiritual love and understanding. But just because some of us are not ready to wake up doesn't mean that we shouldn't or aren't going to all wake up together at some point to greet our greatest yet to be. You know, the stars are actually in alignment today. It happened yesterday. There's like 6 or 7 planets. And the moon is in the sun. You believe in that sort of thing? But there is an alignment, and it is affecting the energy that we are. Just like the full moon affects the waves, that full moon, we're water. So when the planets are in alignment, we have a different chemical makeup. Our job as the light workers are to hold the space for those who are still in the process of awakening. But the hour is getting late. You can only press the snooze bar so many times before you're going to be late to the show. And those who are not ready yet, who resist the calling to rise in consciousness, will not block this transformation. There is a term called stepping over the body. Stepping over the people who are still sleeping, who are in the way. And we must step over. You can't stop spiritual transformation from happening, but you can slow the process if you're not ready. We can do this now, or we can do this later, but this is happening. The transition is happening. I'm here just to deliver a message. Don't get mad at me. It's maybe something that you've kind of had an inkling to, but you didn't want to admit it to yourself. You're like, Well, here it is. You can fight it and be part of the problem, or you can assist and be part of the solution. It's up to you. Choice is yours. It is happening right here and right now. Why is this happening now? Because it's now. Suck it up, Buttercup. It's going to be okay. And if you need to go have a little cry, I honor that. Maybe you need to have a session with a practitioner or your therapist or somebody. Talk to somebody. Get some assistance. Process this stuff. Get it moving through you. But now is the time. Get on board or get out of the way, because the bulldozer is a-coming. You can get on it and enjoy the ride, or be pushed to the side. It's up to you. But a new way of emerging is happening. Resist not evil. Resist not error thinking. Transform into love. See, love is always the answer. Love is the key. If whatever you do it with love, you're going to be part of the spiritual transformation. Love is the very glue that holds everything together. So if you don't know what's going on, just fall back into love. Just go, okay, I'm just going to love this. I hate it. I'm going to love hating it. So, on with my talk for the day. That was just my prelude. Okay, so the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. So let's go to the next slide. This is our teaching symbol. Creative process. I have it tattooed right here on my arm. That's how much I believe in it, right? So what does this mean? A lot of us know what this means, but for those of you who may be new, this stands for Van Meter. My last name. Kidding. Yeah, in my dreams, actually. That's why it's tattooed. Dr. Ernest Holmes came up with this when he was writing the Science of Mind textbook back in the 30s. The circle represents all that is. Then he drew 2 lines through the circle denoting the triune nature of all that is. And in the Christian tradition, you might see it as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father's on top. The Son is a result of the Father or daughter, however you want to see it. And the middle is the Spirit of wholeness or the Holy Spirit. You can see it like this. You have an idea to plant a seed for a rose or whatever you're planting. So it starts as an idea in the top, and you put it into the soil or the soul or that middle part. That is where all the magic, the mysticism happens. Now, do we know what happens? Does the soil do something to the seed? Does the seed do something to the soil? Something happens. A germination happens, and a root goes down, and a leaf goes up. And soon you have this thing called a rose, and that's at the bottom. That's a demonstration. That's a outpicturing of your prayer. Right? So you had a prayer, you prayed about it, what you want to be, do, and have, and then it demonstrated. Now, what happens after you've demonstrated what you want? Well, everything gets recycled. Nothing just goes away. It goes back. See the arc on that side of the V? That means that it goes back and gets replanted again. That the petal of the rose falls back onto the ground and becomes the mulch that grows the next rose. This is how the cycle works. This is the creative process in the individual, how all your thoughts work. So when you give a prayer or a treatment, you are supercharging your thoughts to work a certain way. And, in some traditions, they just say, pray to God, and it's usually a beseeching prayer. Please God, if you just do this for me, I'll never do that again. Or, please God, do this for me because I'm praying to you. Like kind of a barter system, you do this for me, I'll do that for you. Well, we've learned that the law works a certain way. I think if you go to the next slide, these are the 5 steps of a spiritual mind treatment. Okay? So if you listen to my prayer at the end, you'll see these 5 steps. I hit them all. So, number 1, recognition. God, Goddess, Source, Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it, is. There is a power. It is always on and always works. You can be on Mars and it will work. It doesn't matter who does it, when you do it, it works this way. There is a power that is on. Step 2, unification. You are it in form. Now, you're not all that God is, but every cell of you is God expressing. There is a unification. You are the power. Now, if I was to sit here and go, I'm God, and you're not, that's not the truth. I hope you would. But if I say, I'm God and so are you and so is everything else, there is not a spot God is not. That means God's sitting in your seat as you. You can't undo this. You can deny it. You can pretend that you aren't this power and form. That works for a little while. We've all demonstrated lack and limitation and challenge, right? But once you become aware that you are it, you activate that power. Step 3, realization. What do you want to be, do, and have? Perfect health, abundance, relationships that work, creative self-expression? You get to decide. You get to direct this energy where you want it. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's a treatment, right? That's speaking a realization into the law. And it always demonstrates. You know when you believe that it doesn't do it and nothing happens and you go, see, nothing happened. Well, it's demonstrating perfectly at the level of your belief by not happening. Huh? Think about it. So we move into step 4. Be grateful that it's already done. Be grateful that you have perfect health, abundance, relationships that work, and are a creative genius. Give thanks in advance for the truckloads of good that are happening for you right now. Where were those truckloads of good before it happened to you today? They were on their way. Do you know how much is on its way to you right now? How much sunshine can you have? All of it. And then we let go. We release this into that living, loving law because we already believe it's done. And you know what happens to the law when you go, thank you, and so it is, and so it is. When we say, and so it is, it's because you already believe it is so. And so it is. Remember on Star Trek, they used to say, make it so. Make it so. So we say, and so it is already. That is powerful. And when you know what it means and you end your prayer with, and so it is, the universe gets very busy reformulating itself because you believe it. All of a sudden, checks start getting written with your name on the front towards you, not on the signature line. But you've got to be able to write on the front and the back, right? And all of a sudden, the universe gets very busy moving people into your life that are like-minded like you are, that want to be around your positive and loving energy. This is how you become attractive. It's not because you're out there looking for something, it's because you believe you already are it. See the difference? Subtle difference in energy? In going, I want that, and you get the want of it, to I am it. I am it. Thank you, energy of life, for bringing me all I ever need. See the difference? A subtle shift in energy? Here's a great affirmation. Everything always works out for me. Even in the midst of my challenges, everything always works out for me. It's really neat. I can't wait to see what God's going to do with this one. I ain't got a clue. But see the energy shift? Empower yourself to make conscious decisions. Open that door to limitless consciousness and watch what flows into your life. Now, I'm not just trying to be a motivational speaker, although that it can feel like that. But I'm speaking the truth to you. Let's go to the next slide. What do we have? Good, I'm done with the teaching part. So, contemplate. Read about what you want to be, do, and have. Educate yourself. How does somebody who is successful carry themselves? What do they have for breakfast? How do they think differently? You know, if we worry about what we don't have, the universe sends energy to wherever we're thinking. So why don't you believe you have it? And your mind go, well, you ain't got it. You go, you know what? Get behind me, old thoughts, because I believe I do have it. And something is mystically activated on your behalf if you believe it. So mysticism, we're all mystics, aren't we? A little mystical. Huh? You ever had something turn out for you? Did you ever have like an answer to prayer? Some little thing that you thought was never going to happen finally happened? That's because you believe. I always like to go, okay, now when did I say that prayer and how long did it take me to demonstrate it? That's your lag time. That's your belief time. Have you ever thought about something and almost instantaneously it was manifested in your world? I mean, almost before you could say a treatment? You ever walk through a room and go, oh, that would be really neat, and walked out and it was happening to you? That's because you didn't have any belief in the way. You just knew it. You didn't have the process, the lag time of having something that had to work out to come to pass. It just happened. Now, sometimes our prayer treatments don't instantaneously take because there's something else to be known. If it had come into your life when you had wanted it or thought you wanted it, it would have messed something else up. It would have not been fully formed for you. So there's a lag time. Honor that lag time. Bask in it. Just go, whoo, it's coming to me. I know it is. And all of a sudden, something shifts. Some connection is made. Some energy is represented as you. And a treatment takes. A prayer treatment is answered. So this week, let's shift our focus to the practical application of this science by consistently applying the principles of the law of cause and effect. Let's open ourselves to these unlimited possibilities. And remember, the law is always available and ready to express as your desire. It's just like on your computer. You're only one mouse click away from a demonstration. You're only one mouse click away from everything working out. It's knowing what icon to click on, right? All of a sudden somebody goes, oh yeah, that's called a drop-down box. And you're like, what? I had no idea. Who put that there? And all of a sudden you have all these options, right? When somebody first taught me what a drop-down box was, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? That's what those little arrows are for. I'd never clicked on one. I thought it would crash my computer. Choosing possibility is not always our default mindset. It often requires conscious effort. To shift our thinking, we need to use affirmations, such as, there's a possibility here. I am possible. You see, once we introduce that to our mind, it opens a neural pathway. Chemicals are released, and all of a sudden we went from not believing and not knowing to, I believe and I know. And all of a sudden those demonstrations start to occur in our life. This is how it works. We must repeat and impress our consciousness with the things we choose to be, do, and have as already demonstrated ideas. If you say, I want to be rich, you get more bills because you get the want of being rich. Do you see the difference? When you say, I am rich right now, I am completely provided for by the universal spirit of wholeness. See the difference in energy? So the next time you're confronted with a prayer request of somebody calling you and telling you something, or maybe sending you a letter about something, just go, this is going to be so neat how God works this out. And you've shifted the energy rather than going into worry and fear about it not happening. See the difference? Embrace and practice affirmations on a constant level. Whatever you're working with right now, what if it were healed? What if it wasn't bothering you anymore? What if it wasn't the first thing you woke up this morning thinking about? What else would you think about? Flowers, love, peace, harmony. Come on, light workers. Come on. You can do this. Get your teeth out of the challenge, you pit bull. You have to let go and let God. We need to impress both ourselves and the creative law of life that we mean business. Are you serious about this? Do you really want this to happen? If someone came into your house, could they convict you of being a metaphysician? Do you practice what you teach? That's what we're doing here. So let's stretch beyond the familiar and venture into the unknown together. Let's go to places we've never gone in consciousness. I'm asking you to stretch beyond your belief. That's the only way we're going to grow together. If you don't have a really strong belief system, you can borrow mine. I got a pretty powerful one. I had a new filter installed this weekend. I went to see the Eagles at the Sphere on Friday night in Las Vegas. Good rock show can change the world, I'll tell you right now. At least for me, it can. I mean, the Eagles just don't have a bad song. Every song was like, oh, that's the best. But there's an energy that happens when you listen to music like that. And you're around people that are having the same experience. That's why a good concert is, you forget everything. As, what was his name? Singer. Don Henley said, we're gonna take you away for 2 hours. Not because we don't want to, stay there. It's because we need to let go for a couple hours and remember who we are. We need to have a transformative experience, and boy, did we. Boy, did we. And they do that like a couple times a week. I'd love to play like that. But you know what? I can watch the show. Don't just watch the show. Be a player. Get in the game. It's about opening ourselves to our unlimited potential. So, in conclusion, Ernest Holmes once asked, we are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. What shall we create? What are you creating? What are you doing? This is how to use it. By choosing new possibilities. Opens that door. And all you gotta do is walk through. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Well, time for us to go into prayer together. So I invite you to take a moment and envision in your mind what created you. And you can call it whatever you want. You can call it Christ consciousness or Jesus the Christ, or your Savior or your answer. It's up to you. But I believe in source energy, goddess energy. For the divine feminine is having an experience right now. And we need to give Mother Earth our attention. You have been created for this very moment, to know the highest and best for your life and for the lives of those around you and this whole world. As we move our energetic from static to laser vision, a transformation as who and what we are is happening. You are healing right now. Your body is sending all the right cells to all the right places for your perfect healing. Your situations are becoming in alignment in such a powerful way that you have forgotten the challenges that brought you here. So we just give great thanks for their energy to move us into this new awareness, this new knowingness, this new truth about yourself is happening right now. How good it is to bask in the energy of enlightenment. How good it is to know that whatever is going on is part of your healing and revealing of the truth. So we let go, giving great thanks for whatever has happened, the challenges, the triumphs, the situations. And as we do, as we give great thanks, the universe is activated to bringing you exactly what's needed for your ultimate, next greatest yet to be right now. So let's let go. Let go of anything that may have previously blocked your inner flow. Let go of this word and let it flow directly into the living, loving law where it is already demonstrating as your next idea right now. As we affirm this together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Come on back. Come on back. Everybody's like, whoa. So it's time for our prosperity affirmation. So if you want to take your gift and put it on your heart or your hand on your heart, if that's what you're given today, let's recite this together. I open my heart to give freely. As I give, I know I invite more abundance into my life. And so it is. Now we'll have some music.
Nothing wrong with the sound, it's the button up here. Yeah, right there. Here, that's the problem. There it is. And so, yeah. So, not too many years ago, I was writing songs or thinking of what songs we would use for a service about prayer. And so I figured there must be hundreds of songs about prayer. As a matter of fact, find it because they were all about what I want. I want this, I'll pray for this, I'll do this. But I said, no, when you pray, it's just about praying. And I couldn't find one, so this is kind of like what Reverend Steve was saying, that one word, how it works. He always says, when you don't know what to do, just go to prayer. The guy cuts you off on the highway, just go to prayer. You're feeling great and thankful, go to prayer. So that's what this little song is about. When I see the stars come out at night, open my eyes in the morning light, and greet the sun to start another day, that's when I pray. When I feel joyful and at peace, get angry and need release from all the things that I put in my way, that's when I pray. That's when I close my eyes and I open my heart wide. That's when Spirit reminds me of that's inside me, will guide me and show me the way. When I pray, when I think of me and I think of you, when you get upset and I get confused, when I can't think of anything to say, that's when I pray. Oh, and when I hit my stride and I'm on top, when I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, when I feel like my feet are made of clay, that's when I pray. That's when I close my eyes and I open my heart wide. That's when Spirit reminds me, love that's inside me will guide me and show me the way. When I pray, oh, whether I'm feeling blessed and I want to be grateful, or I'm feeling stressed and I don't want to sound hateful, whatever the reason, whatever the hour, prayer has power, makes me better. So when I hear the birds singing in the trees, when I feel the love that you show to me, when I look at life and I am just amazed, that's when I pray. When I worry about the things I lack, and I need something just to bring me back to the love I know I have always, that's when I pray. That's when I pray.
Thank you, Chip. Let's hear it for Chip. It's time for us to say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They're evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in this world by blessing the giver and the receiver, and allow this, the Grants Path Center for Spiritual Living, to be open and available to those who are choosing to remember who they are, and for those who may not even know it yet. And for that, this entire community and this world is blessed with love. And we thrive in that love. And so it is. Amen. Okay, well, let's stand up and sing our next song, our closing song.
I always love singing this song. My peace is all I've got that I can give to you. My peace is all I've ever had. It's all I ever knew. I give my peace to green and black, to red and white and blue. My peace is all I've got that I can give to you. My peace is all I've got. It's all I've ever known. My peace is worth 1,000 times more than anything I own. I pass my peace around and around, cross hands of every hue. My peace is all I've got that I can give to you.
And now for our benediction, please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now. It's happening in my mind. Happening in my body. It's happening in the body of my affairs. I think it. I feel it. And I know it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, Life. Have a great week, everybody. Keep going with that.